stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading in particular. Welcome to your mystery reading. The first thing that we're going to do is shuffle out a couple cards from the Prism of Visions Tarot to get the context or the general energy of your reading. If you'd like to be a part of the community that I'm trying to create, subscribe and hit that notification bell. And if you're interested, you can also find me on TikTok. The link to that will be in the description. And before I get you your first card, remember that this is a general reading that could be meant for more than one person. So if you're struggling to find meaning in a message, that's okay, just let it go, because it might just be meant for someone else. And if it truly was meant for you, the universe and your spirit guides will make that obvious to you either sometime during this reading or sometime during your journey. And the first thing that I am feeling here is something about exhaustion. Maybe it feels like you've been talking too much or communicating too much, exerting your energy too much in some way. I'm not sure how that's significant, but let's see what your first card is. We have the Nine of Wands with the Moon and Sagittarius. That's really, really interesting to come out while I was talking about exhaustion, because the Nine of Wands can really, really symbolize being exhausted, but it's also a message to stay resilient, to persevere. Maybe what you need to do right now is to slow down, to spend some time focusing more inward rather than connected to your external reality. The number 9 here, it feels like there's something here about your purpose, about helping the world release what no longer works. Know that being easier on yourself will encourage others to do the same, and that's definitely what we need more of in this world. We don't need more harsh, hateful, judgmental kind of energies. So don't project that to yourself, not only because of that, but also because like you don't deserve it and you're going to make things harder for yourself. It does feel like even though you may feel exhausted, it's important that you stay committed to whatever it is that you're working on. Your hard work is about to pay off, it feels like, because after the Nine of Wands comes the 10 of Wands, where you can delegate and expand. I did feel in the beginning there that if you do feel called to expand in some way, do that. If you feel called to learn something or to add something to a project, do that. But also, don't overwork yourself. Be realistic in the expectations that you have over yourself when it comes to investing in something or being productive. I keep seeing this image of my head. I think it's the traditional Rider-Waite tarot, where they're like leaning on this pole or something, and they're just clearly exhausted. Just know that the work that you're doing, it's worth it and it's going to pay off. It's just important that whenever you feel like you need to rest. Do not overlook that, because I know it's easy to. And I mean like real rest, real relaxing. Like maybe don't play video games or don't go hang out with your friends. Whatever it is, it feels like the kind of rest that you need is more like maybe lay in bed and watch a movie or meditate, or you need something more slow paced than doing something for fun, if that makes sense. I don't know if I mentioned it, but there is Sagittarius on that card. Okay, I see we have the Devil with the root chakra and Capricorn. There is a planet there, but frankly, I don't know what it is. Actually, what's sticking out to be on this Devil card is the red. It's really bringing out the reds and stuff like that. And this card up here, I think that's very, very interesting, because it just connects in an interesting way. I saw 4, 5, 6. It said it connects in an interesting way for a reason. It feels like there's something you're attached to that is making you more exhausted than you need to be. There's something that you feel chained down to. This could actually be a message for someone where, like, if you feel exhausted, it's because you're doing too much. And you need to do less. You need to be more realistic. The Devil card has the number 15 on it. That comes down to the number 6. So you need to really be focused on loving yourself right now, being kind and patient and understanding. It's okay if you can't invest in something as much as you want to. You know, you should invest in something because you feel inspired to, not because it feels like a chore. And if you want to stay the same pace but it feels like a chore, you got to look at it differently so it doesn't feel like a chore. Maybe there could be something here where you need to tap into what really inspired you in the first place. There's just, this could be like an attachment outside of yourself that's, weighing you down and trying to hold you back, or this could be something internal. Only you would know. Like it's either mental, where like you're having unrealistic expectations over yourself, or you're just attached to doing something that is making you more exhausted than you need to be. Like it feels like you have more important things to focus on. The root chakra could be significant for someone. It feels like you need to bring it back to the basics. Let yourself rest. If you want to stay committed to something, you have to rest and have regular periods of rest. You can't go and expect yourself to stay committed. But now I'm going to wrap up this reading with a couple cards from a deck big enough to shuffle from this box of cards that I have. You might have saw a peek of a yin and yang symbol there, so that could be significant for someone. But I'm really interested in seeing what card or cards come out for you. So for your first one, we have no. You need to tell yourself no. You need to have that clear, honest conversation with yourself and set boundaries with yourself. And this could even reflect in saying no to someone else, being clear about how you feel and setting those boundaries. You need to protect yourself from yourself so that way you can protect yourself from anything outside of yourself. I mean, that's a pretty clear message right there. You need to say no to yourself. For your last card, we have focus on what you can change. Let go of what you can't. I feel like this is something about like truly understanding your capacity to be productive and being realistic, being honest with yourself, but also being kind with yourself about this truth. You are going to get so much farther moving at a pace that is right for you, that's more realistic, than go all the time. It definitely feels like you need to shift your focus in some way, or like you need to prioritize rest over productivity, because I don't know, I'm feeling this old message that used to come through in my readings where like without you, there is no foundation, there is nothing. So that's why it's so important that you prioritize taking care of yourself and meeting your needs, because, like I said, you have nothing if you don't have self-care. It's just such an essential part of not only healing, but also committing to anything outside of yourself. To be able to commit to a job or a project or another person, you first have to have that strong commitment to yourself, that strong relationship with yourself. And that's why you need to have that clear, honest communication with yourself and those boundaries with yourself. It's very, very clear that the relationship with yourself is what you need to be focused on repairing right now. It feels like there are some deep wounds here that are making it harder for you to manifest what you deserve. All the answers that you need right now, you're going to find those from within. And the universe and your spirit guides want you to know that everything you need to know already exists within you, especially if you feel like you already know how to communicate and set boundaries with other people. If you feel like you know the right thing to say to other people, you know the right thing to say to others. So whenever you do have that conversation with yourself, pretend you're talking to someone else. Say to yourself what you would say to someone else. And this honestly could help you improve your communication skills, because maybe something that you would say to someone else, maybe once you say it to yourself, you realize, oh, well, that's not really helpful. So yeah, that it could help you improve your communication that way and feel even more confident about knowing the right thing to say. Communication in general could be difficult for you because you're like, I don't know if I'll know what to say. And I think that's because you don't know what to say to yourself at times. It's all 1, 2, 3. Trust that everything happens for a reason. Don't exhaust yourself to the point where you want to give up, but also hold yourself accountable, But that will be the end of your reading. I hope that it was relevant or helpful in some way. If you liked it, the like button to show me that. That is the best way to support me. And if you'd like to offer even more support, you can donate through the thanks button directly below the video. Absolutely not obligated, but always very much appreciated. Feel free to leave a comment if you have any. I'd really, really love to connect with you more. And thank you so much to those of you who have shown your support thus far. It really does mean a lot to me, and it really does make a difference. And the last thing that I want to say is thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you around.